good, people? What's good? I'm Cousin George. This is Facts, Rumors, and Lies. How you doing, Mo?
Hi.
What's good, Ron?
Hey, what's going on?
All right. So once again, this is Facts, Rumors, and Lies. I'm DJ Cousin George. I'm here with the panel. We got the lovely ladies today. It's just us today rocking. We're going to give you a good show. So I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves, even though I already did. Introduce their Instagram handle.
I'm Mo. You can find me on Instagram at Black Hippie, BLAQHIPPIE69.
Hey, my name is Ranisha. My Instagram is the first name. At, sorry. No, sorry.
It's all right. We can handle it. Don't worry about it.
Sorry.
Speak a little loud. Speak a little loud.
So my Instagram is the first name. THEPRUSEINC.
All right. So how your ladies' weekend is going?
It's good.
Good? What you been into last night, Mom? No, I gotta ask you that. Go ahead, take a drink and tell me. Go ahead, take a drink and tell me. Because you know we gotta ask you what you had going on in your life.
I was asleep.
Oh, okay. For once in your life on a Saturday night?
Yeah, I was asleep.
Was you home though?
In my own bed.
In your own bed. No company.
Oh,
all right, that's nice.
this hollow clothes that's next to me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like that, bro. What's up? How was your weekend so
It was
far?
a little bit crazy, but
A little bit crazy. Okay. Yeah.
Went on Friday, on Saturday.
Right.
I was slumped yesterday, but
Okay, so you.
I was playing trainer day in the car, so slumped over.
Gotcha.
Like everybody was outside. No, seriously, I was really slumped over. Sleep in the car while everybody is on the block. You know how that do.
I got
Park,
you.
you know.
Everybody
I was
outside.
slumped. Yeah,
Everybody outside.
I was slumped.
One of
Yeah.
them days. That's how we do it in a while.
Yeah.
What about you? What was you doing?
My weekend was cool. I actually worked this weekend pretty much because I work on weekends and I work overnight. So it was more laid back, chilled out. Really ain't do too much. Here with my son and my peoples. So that's how my weekend is going, getting set ready to do the things that we like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But what did y'all get to see? Any new movies? Any new music y'all been listening to?
I know I've been listening. I've been real into the extra fun lately.
Okay. I've been feeling about it.
The biggest. I've been like that's on repeat in my car. The Mexican OT.
Okay. Yes, I go for it. That's in my
Twisted
rotation.
Fingers. Is it on repeat?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm listening to.
What about you, Ryan? Any new music, movies?
For movies, I'm waiting for Bad Boys 4 to come out.
Gotcha.
So I already purchased my
Same here.
So I purchased my tickets and I'm ready to go see
you ready?
that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But,
I didn't get my tickets yet, but I might do that.
Right.
I might do that. You're right.
But I
That's
was
something to do.
really impressed with Ability Live.
Okay.
I was really impressed with that. That was a good album. It kind of slapped.
Yeah.
It goes through a lot of his, trials and
I'm gonna have to check it out.
I know he's going through a little heartbreak, but
That's what makes the best music, they said.
Right.
They
And
said that's the best music.
that's the best music when you're pouring your heart out.
Right,
Something
facts.
when you're feeling pain. So I was really impressed with that. I thought,
Okay.
it was going to be a genuine type of regular A-Boogie thing, but no, it was back to his first album.
Okay.
So I really respect that.
Okay. It was back to business.
Yeah.
Okay, because he was back into that soul, because like you said, the
Yeah.
heartbreak. You back soul.
Yeah, he was going through a lot of
Searching your soul.
back then.
That's what we're gonna call it. Searching your soul.
Yes.
You finding you again.
Has anybody heard SZA's cover of Lose Yourself by Me?
No.
SZA did a cover of Lose Yourself by Me.
Yeah.
It's actually really good.
Okay. I gotta check that out. 'Cause that was a good song. 'Cause
Yeah.
I thought that was the one, but she looked like she dressed like she was Halloween.
As an alien,
Yeah. That wasn't it.
I have no idea because I know she has a song. I think is it Tink? She has a song coming out with.
Okay.
I believe. I'm not sure why she was dressed like an alien. I'm like, well,
I know, I just seen
she
her
didn't
on
even say she didn't. I don't think she ever said why. She
I
was
don't
dressed
know
like
if
an
it was
alien.
really her, but they had a shape on guess
Who it is? Oh no, that ass. That was ugly.
Yeah, and I seen her ass on the shape, and I was like, I think that's
She's an
SZA.
alien.
Yes. Yeah, a cabbage.
Mhm.
That's what happens.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
So you swing, you gonna go and sleep with that one.
Wow.
real quick, real fast. But I had a topic that I wanted to pretty much talk about. Is it too late at a certain age when you had opportunities early in life, but you probably pushed a lot of people away? Is it too late at a certain age? I want to play something real quick, and I think we all heard this already.
How's it going?
I'm wanting to date.
Yeah.
It's limited resources out there, right?
Yes.
Because I'm not getting on an app.
No, why? You're just not into
I'm
it.
old fashioned. I'm like, I need to meet you and sparks happen
Yes.
and stuff like that because I just believe people make up stories saying who and what they are.
Exactly.
And
What are you
so,
looking for at this stage, this point?
a partner.
Yeah.
And when I say a partner, I want someone that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's not intimidated by who and what I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
That likes to travel.
Yeah.
Going to let me go shopping.
Yeah.
Now, she said limited resources. That was Vivica A. I just wanted to play that quick snippet. Now, at the age of 60, for you to say that it's limited resources, which means you're saying it's limited men.
No, I think what she meant was because she's saying it's limited resources of where she can find
Right.
quality men for her, especially she's a
Okay.
celebrity. And there's not that many apps that are geared towards people of her age anyway.
Right.
So like, where's she supposed to go to find somebody to date?
Yeah, like,
I think
I
that's
just
what
feel
I think
like-
that's what she was going with.
Yeah, I just feel like sometimes, when somebody's a little bit older than us and they've been in the game so long, like they're not used to the social media world. So some people like to, it could be organic when you're meeting somebody. You don't have to just meet somebody like, hey, because he looks good and I want to holler at him or I want to holler at her. It's like, you want to see somebody like fresh, like, wow.
I got you.
Like, who's that person? You know,
That is
think-
the way you should meet someone
I think
It's
that's what
organically
she's saying.
in person.
Somebody needs to curate
Yeah,
it
but
so she could go.
Right.
We need to understand she is saying that at 60 though.
So
So-
why can't you date?
I don't think
No, I'm not
people are
saying that she
limited.
can't date us. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is for her to be when she was in her prime and didn't want to lock no one down and be serious with, to want to do it at 60 though, there are not going to be the men that you're looking for because they're already married.
No,
They're already in situations or they might be already gone already. You're 60. You get what I'm saying?
That's not true either. There's a bunch of
So then she's going to find it at 60 and not at 20?
this.
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Yes.
can, because there's some people that find true love at a later age in life.
I
Like,
see
you don't
people
have
get
to
married
find
at
that. Cause
But if you made it
think-
more of a priority, then maybe you would have found it.
but her priority, let me tell you something, I'm gonna be real.
Because we know that
honest.
she didn't make it a priority because of her career.
But you
she was-
understand, we come from a different, that 90s generation where she came from, you gotta understand she was very young in that 90s generation, and through the
But
90s.
she had access to the.
No, I'm gonna explain it. No, I wanna say something because I feel like 90s was more independent with a lot of women and they was doing more things. And a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, there was more women being more successful than men in the 90s, honestly. And I think she comes from that, and I think it took her a while to actually understand and learn how to be with somebody, and I think her dating span went a little bit too far, but you could still find it.
I
That's how I'm looking
understand
at
that,
it.
but it would have been more easier for her to find it when she was younger because she had
That's
more
not
of the
true.
access
You
of the
can't sit there.
selective men that she's looking for.
Here's the thing. You don't,
She didn't make it a priority. We do know that.
okay, we know that she didn't make it a priority, but you don't know that the type of person she was, she might have been ready for a relationship. She might have tried it and been the worst person in a relationship. So she had the time now to better herself.
Okay.
She wants what she wants. She's gonna find what she wants because she's fine.
So she's gonna.
Like
But
she's gonna get
that
it.
means she's
So
not
it's
gonna find it
so-
because if you think
Yes,
about it,
yes, it is.
because of what she's looking for.
Because
What does she say she wants?
If all of these, if freaking Robert De Niro can have a baby at 80 years old,
Exactly.
That's a little different.
she can. No, it's not
That's a
different.
little
How different it
It's
is.
not
It's not
different.
different
Because
because
of-
of her.
found love with it. He found love.
Mm-hmm.
He's redoing it. He's redoing it all
A
over
man would
again.
get more with her.
That
Wouldn't get with her program more than a woman would get with a man's program.
you don't.
As far as you're talking about her status, of what she was saying, right?
Again, you don't know what man she's gonna be with, who he is, the type of quality man.
She said it.
The type of quality man. If he is who she wants,
Mm-hmm.
none of that's gonna be a problem for him. That's what I'm trying to sit here and say. He's not gonna have an issue with her status, who she is.
But that's what she's looking for. I got you.
So again, she's gonna find what she wants because
she might have to go out of the country.
And that's what she's going to do.
She might have to be. She might have to be an ass or sis.
Okay, and she has to go out the country now. Like she has to go, but again, and it's not a problem because she got the money.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Now you understand what I'm saying. That is something she can get, but she's gonna have to pay for it.
She is perfectly fine.
But she's gonna have to pay for it at the end of the day, because that's what I'm really saying. Is that she's going to have to pay for it regardless. You know what I'm saying? Because of what you're looking for, the way you're talking and the status that you're at, you're going to have to pay for it. Especially because of the age that she's at. And you want this man to be what you want. Because she's making a statement of what she wants at 60. And because he has to now understand her lifestyle. This is her demand. That means that she's going to...
Hold up, you're saying that's not a demand?
That's what she said. I know that it's every relationship to have preference, but she's at 60 with the man.
So it's not.
He has to be okay with this.
So it's not
a lifestyle.
It's not demands. They're not demands because again, this is what I want. And if this is what I want this is what I want at 18. This is what I want at 20. This is what I want at 30.
Yeah, but you're going to be more flexible.
No, you're not.
When you're early in your age.
No, you're not.
She's not flexible now because she has a whole thing going on.
You're not.
She has people depending on her to do certain things. She has a schedule already. So she can't be seen out in the public looking a certain type of way. So everything that this man does, she's going to get ridiculed for. So it's going to have to be more of a docile man that's okay with her program. You got to understand what I'm saying? So she's going to have to pay for it. Sorry to say it, it's just like a man. If we want a woman to get on our program, what do we have to do? We have to pay for it. So let's keep it 100. It's not she's going to have to do.
No. I'm just listening.
That's your opinion.
Think about what she's
thinking
asking
about.
for.
Because what you're inquiring.
It is my opinion.
It's your opinion. I understand that, but what you're saying is paying for what? Like it's like
for him to be able to be there and go and do what she wants.
Let me tell you something. Like
she's asking for a relationship. He's going to have time for her.
But let me tell you, it is time. Like. See, my thing is, some people don't understand. You may find somebody that actually can cover everything that you need. It's not all about what you do all the time.
You can.
Now, you may find somebody that's sweep off your feet, and then you may find somebody that needs to learn you too. And that goes with dating, being around somebody, understanding somebody first. You're just not going to jump in a relationship and say, hey, this is what I want.
Exactly.
I'm going to take you. No, that's not how relationships go. By nature, you're gonna adapt to somebody's environment of how they treat you. It's the same.
So how is she going to be in a relationship with a man that's not going to be in her atmosphere?
So what type of man do you think she's gonna go for? Because again, if whoever she's gonna end up with, he's gonna.
I want to answer your question. Don't answer it. Let me answer it.
Whatever she's asking.
I feel like you're in that stage of trying to
know somebody. Like he's gonna be available. I mean, if that's the case. So what do you say?
He has to be an available man. And the reason why I say pay for it, I mean that he's going to have to make less and be available for her, which means he would probably work for her. Because it's just like majority.
Work for her.
Why?
Because it would make it easier for the relationship.
Why would we have to work for her? Here's my thing. What I'm saying is,
okay, so for what she's asking, you asked me a question. I'm trying to answer it. What type of man? I'm giving you an answer.
You're basically saying that whoever she's with has to be like basically kind of beneath her. Why can she not find a quality man who
said it? Wait, I never said that this man was beneath her. I never said
I'm
that.
not saying you're saying
All I said was he made
you're
less.
insinuating
No, I
because
didn't
you're saying he has to make less. He has to work for her. That's an
Are you going to allow me to answer?
Am I not?
I think
You gotta let me speak and answer the question.
Like,
Why does he have to work for her? And why does he have to make less?
So if you let me finish, I can give it to you instead of you assuming why. Let me finish elaborating what I was saying. Okay? The reason was because of spending time. She's gonna want time, right? If this man doesn't have the time for her, is the relationship gonna work? Yes or no? I'm asking a question. Is the relationship gonna work if this man doesn't have time? He can have all the qualities she wants. He can give her the time, but he can give her everything that she wants. But if he doesn't have the time, is it gonna make a difference? Yes, we know that. So this man has to have time because of her schedule. We're not talking about his schedule yet because we're only talking about the women how he would be involved with her, how he would get her attention.
So you're trying to say, like, you're trying to see where her qualification, like, her qualifications are.
She's at high status, right? Isn't she a director right now? She's directing BMF, right? So she has a busy schedule. She's directing other films and movies, right?
Yeah.
So she's busy. So she doesn't have the time if this man can't be spontaneous and go where she's going, right? So she might be looking for a very high value man, right?
What if, I understand that part.
I'm just, go ahead.
What if somebody, what if she hypothetically finds somebody that also works and also is high demand? What do you think? Maybe she don't want that. Maybe she wants somebody, all right, I'll see you when I see you.
But where are they going to develop the relationship if they don't spend time? Let's be honest about that. We're talking about someone getting to know someone.
Relationships that people do not spend time.
That's what I'm confused. There's a lot of high like relationships that are going on right now that they're perfectly. I mean, right now for me they're pretty fine. I mean, but again, at 60, whatever how old she is, you're making assumptions because again, we don't know fully what type of man she's going to go for and what she wants.
But we know what she said, though.
She's saying her preference.
Right.
And again, those change over time. She might need a man who doesn't need any of those.
How much time are we talking about? She is 60, so how much time?
So what?
What do we need, 5 more years? What's going on?
There's people who've gotten married when they're 80 years old.
I'm not saying that she can't, but I'm saying how much time.
Why?
Because you just said time.
She ain't
got that much time left, baby. What you talking about? You said like she's 25, 30. She's 60.
Okay, but you're saying 60 like she on her deathbed or something.
No, I'm saying 60. Let's be realistic. At 70, what are you talking about?
She's still young. She's still young.
Like she's not.
I just think at the end of the day, it's like that's her preference. That's what she wants. But
I'm not mad at that.
But I think people misinterpret what she said. Like I think what she was trying to say is like, all right, now I'm at an age now. I want this and I want that, and it's not saying that she's not gonna merge into that person too. I think she's just saying like, I worked and I played around a lot and I tried relationships, but now I want to.
But she's been saying this all along, if you think about it, because she said I didn't want a relationship, I didn't want to get serious, I didn't want to get married. She's been in control of all of that this whole time.
But because she got to put her guards up, like some people do hurt. Like some people, she's been hurt through her past relationships and whoever she was dealing with from there. And then, her big thing was with 50 Cent. So that kind of made her like, I don't want to put my personal life on the front now, because now all you're going to know me as is I was in love with 50 Cent. And I don't know.
But she said it herself that was the love of her life.
I mean, it could have been at that time, and she still has love for him. And
of course, because now she's working for him. Right. But that's what I'm saying. Think about that part. You see what I mean? It's about timing. Without having the time to spend with one another, you can't develop a stronger bond. So that's why I was saying what type of man she's going to need is a man that has time for her. He's going to have the time to put in the necessary goals to show that he has the goals, that he shows he has that temperament that she can deal with. He has to show that he can be that type of man. That's going to come with having that time. That time is very precious. So if he don't have time for her, then it's not going to, which means he has to either have money to be able to spend and go where she's at a drop of a dime. You know what I'm saying? Or not have it and just be able to go because he can go because she'll pay for it. You get what I'm saying? That's why I said pay for it. Two types of men. But which type of man we think that she'll end up with?
What about somebody with closure that just like I said, like, what if she travels and maybe he may not want the time, but if he can, he may not be there all the time, but when he does, she appreciates that. Like, can you give that?
No, he doesn't have to be there all the time.
She finds her equal.
Yeah, like, it's
you're giving her no other ultimatum, but just either.
She wants this and that's it. It's
Yeah,
like, no, that's not how it
no way she
goes.
can have it equal. That's
like,
the part that's getting me.
It's like getting a job and you go to a house.
Wouldn't you call her, and females would call her a high value female because she has money, she's got accolades, she's got this and that, and she's fashionable, right? That's what y'all would call her, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So now, as a man, when we call men high value, right? He has two choices. Either he finds a woman who can spend as much as him, which is a man on her level. So I never devalued her. I put a man on her level, which is the high value man. Okay? That's the man who can go with her. Wherever she goes, wherever she spends a bag at, but then the man under her, which is the man that just has the time. Might not have money, but he has the time. And she might value that more than the man who has the money but don't have the time.
Right.
Because see, that's what men do. They might have all the money, but they might have a woman, she just has a regular job. She's content. She doesn't have to be high value because he didn't want that. And a lot of men do that because they know, hey, I got the money. Don't worry about everything else. I got this. But if he tries to get it equal and he doesn't really want that, it's going to hurt, just like with her. She might want an equal. The equal might not have the time. He might not want to do what she wants because he has his own. He's doing his own things. So that's what I mean about even dealing with either or. But I think what would be best for her, for what she was looking for, since she looks like she's going to want time, because time is running out. Let's just be real. I'm 45. Time's going to be running out for me too. When I hit 60.
Alright, pop.
You know what I'm saying? You can call me that, but I ain't 60. It don't matter what you say. I ain't 60. But that's my point of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It would be best for her to get a man that would have more time for her. Because then she can build a genuine relationship with that person and not just be there because he can pop up in Caicos and Turks, but he also messing with these other broads over here, so it don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
It's best to deal with somebody who you don't have to worry about. You know what I mean? And that's what we do as men. I'd rather get someone, she might make less than me, but I know she got the time. I know she want to spend the time. I can take us wherever we need to go. I can pay for it. As long as she's willing to be here. Now, a woman that have money, I can like, let's go here. Now, I don't want to go there. She got money. She been there already. It ain't nothing new. She already got plans. You get what I'm saying? So, that's my take on, I guess you call her Foxy Brown. The Vivica Fox. Also, I have another topic. Pretty much, I know everybody's been paying attention to what happened with Mr. Trump in New York. Since we're in New York, we're going to talk about Trump. Getting found guilty for 34 charges. What do you ladies think about that? The ex-president, known as trying to run for the new president. Just your thoughts about, him getting, convicted for felonies, 34 felonies.
No, let's see.
Something quick, you don't have to say much.
I'll say something, and I know people may not like to hear what I'm saying, but I feel like, that was like, that case is about a side joint that he had.
Right, exactly.
And
that's
I
the funny
feel
part,
like,
right?
I'm sorry.
Which is how did it get to this, right?
I'm sorry, but
I like that. I'm glad you said that.
To this, I'm breaking it down because
I got you.
Poor woman.
Yes.
That
poor
side
side
joint,
chick.
the full side joint, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
That's
side
what I just feel like it's like you really don't have too much on Trump. So I feel like you're gonna go to personal endeavors that he had, and I feel like that case was totally stupid.
Right.
And it's taking what they're trying to do is they're trying to take away his light on the election. That's basically what it is. Because the charges is, and people don't understand because people think that no one's reading what it really is. Y'all just reading the headlines and thinking
charges.
34 felony charges. But I'm like, a person like me or anybody is not going to go, let me go Google and see what charges this man Trump had. No. When they see the charges, I feel like people, that's why a lot of white America do not say anything too much about this case.
Right.
Because they know, like, okay, this is like some type of fair thing that happened, and yes, he was married, and he did some hush money, like, yo, shut up, take your money, and I think, right, it's like, I don't know if people watch Scandal, but when you watch Scandal, I learned a lot about politics when it comes to that. They cover up a lot of things, they plant things, they do certain things, so anything I see that's on TV, I don't take it too seriously because Scandal already put it in our faces to say they're planting stuff, and you go on TV and you hear about it, you're like, oh wow, like, and you may have a different type of feeling of how that person really is and don't really know that person.
Right.
You know, that's what I don't like about the whole situation. And then another thing too is they put him as racist and not understanding that he's biased on certain things.
Right.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. Trump.
Right.
But he had a lot of black people back then. And a lot of people not going to bring that up and say, oh, you know, he was endorsing certain things. But nobody wrote their homework on it. So, you know, I just feel like, you know, that's a little touchy topic.
I'm glad you brought up the point of the actual charges, too.
Yeah.
I'm glad, because a lot of people don't know it's a lot of paperwork charges. It's not like he actually did. It was just lying about the money, where it came from, how they actually moved it, you know, who did what with it, you know, and pretty much who facilitated it. You know, it's wild.
It's just like what she said. She said,
you gotta
poor
do
lady.
You gotta do some But go ahead, Mo, what you think?
I mean, me personally, to me, it's just, I'm at a point where it's like, why does it fucking matter? Like, he's not, I mean, do I like the man personally? No, I do not. But I also know that at the end of this, it really does not matter. Like, but I do know that if, as a felon, he becomes president, there's a lot of laws that we, as Americans, we need to make sure we change, because I found out, which I thought was insane, was that there's no law against a felon running for president.
No, there's not.
The fact that you can't work at McDonald's but you can run for president is insane to me.
Yes.
Like, you can't get a job anywhere but you can become president. If he does end up in jail, he could still, in jail, run for president. Yeah. Also insane to me, which I think is crazy. So then I feel like there needs to be a lot of reform. Like, if this is, to me, it's like, if this happens, do I want to be president? No. But if he does become president, there's a lot of reform that's going to have to happen. Like, for me personally, that's going to have to happen. Because there's no reason why there's people out here with drug charges that are falsified, whatever, that trumped up, whatever, that should be able to get a job, that should be able to do certain things. But you know, there are certain people who I feel like should not, like, if there's certain stipulations that you still, as a felon, you can't.
Yeah, like, you know, I mean, you can't be doing.
I'm not saying everybody, but there's certain charges that I feel like, you know, if you have as a felon, you should be able to do certain things and be able to be able to move comfortably in the society. Not everybody, but
majority of when the RICO charges came out back then, yes, they had a big pause on that because you know you understand because Giuliani was in office at that time, and Giuliani, I'm not gonna lie, and Giuliani did a lot, but he also had the city on shook because you couldn't do certain things at that time. Like, I remember, like, you couldn't even smoke weed. If they find you with like an inch of this weed, you're going to jail. But what happened is now, you know, times have changed. Things get a little bit more, you know, lighter in laws.
That's when the bag searchers started.
Right, but I just feel like with a lot of people got to do their homework when they talk about Democrats and talk about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, because when I did my homework, I'm like, who's this lady? And when I did my homework and I felt like in the state of California, she put a lot of people in jail that could have had second chances but didn't, because at that time she was, I don't know if she was a senator at that time. I know she was something big shot back then. And then Joe Biden was actually a senator, and he made sure that a lot of laws that everybody keeps saying now, they already pulled out because of him, because he signed off on these things. A lot of people don't understand the history and what they're doing, and that's why sometimes you gotta know your homework when it comes to politics, because everybody's gonna play the game. It's a monopoly game, and we all can't say this one is good, that one no. They're not.
It's not even about. It's about the fact that unless you decide to go out and find this information for yourself, which people have to be willing to do that, and right now, nobody's really willing. Nobody's really willing to actually go out and just even though everybody has a phone in their hand, it's a quick Google situation. They don't want to do that. They rather live in a land of oblivion.
You ever heard of Sims? You know the game Sims? Okay, so I think that's where everybody lives.
So because it's so easy to look up certain things and learn history and things like that. It's not that
But guess what? Where we come from, Cousin George, we come from a era. You come from an era too where we used to read books and stuff like that. So if you didn't have knowledge to read a book, all right, you didn't understand it. But I feel like they blatantly put stuff in your face. Here go a phone, here go a smartphone. That's why I call it a smartphone. Right. You can really go and say, what happened? What happened? But now it's now what they're doing is they're playing everybody's faces. That's what mainly they're doing, because they're saying, here go the phone, here go this, but guess what? I'm going to put something that will enlighten you more better than not to know about politics, social media, stuff like that.
Which is why I feel like this whole also with the TikTok thing, people are actually learning things and are able now to communicate oh, this isn't right on TikTok, which is now they want to get rid of it.
Because they know the knowledge.
Because people are getting knowledge from it. Because there's no reason why I don't know at the ripe old age of what I am, that certain things, but this is where we live in. And I also tell people I was lucky enough where I come from an immigrant family where certain things, even to this day, is
we don't do that.
We don't do that.
Right.
It's automatic, right?
I don't care what you're saying. What law passed? You still don't do that. You don't do that.
So that's why I say I'm lucky in the simple fact of I don't just sit here and take things for face value. I always have to question. I question everything. No matter what. Even if I know it's what it is, I'm still questioning. And that's the part of me that is so fearful because I work in the education system, and they don't question. And right now, they're giving AI to second graders. This is what they're doing now. So they're giving AI. So basically now, how we had to use our brain to be creative and do certain things. Now they're telling these kids, oh, here's the app that can do it for you. And it's but it's always supposed to help you. And it's that's not what it's gonna do.
But I think that's what messed up even with the pandemic. And I feel like teachers should be, you gotta give the teachers their props, and I love teachers, thank you, because when the pandemic came, these parents didn't understand that for 8 hours, your child is being with someone that's trying to teach your child. And a lot of parents, not to say that, was very ungrateful, because when you come to school, a teacher may say something and you get all with this sort of parenting thing. Oh, my child know if the teacher explains something to you. But now when you're doing remote at home and you're getting frustrated because your child is not learning the way how you was learning, because that teacher supposed to teach them how it is. I think,
personally, I honestly thought that after the pandemic and the fact that these parents were stuck trying to teach their kids at home, that when they came back to school, they would be a lot different. I'm not gonna say Some parents are. Like, some parents are willing to sit there and really work with you and talk to and deal with you. And there's other parents where it's just like,
figure it out for yourself.
Like, I'm all, because I work with very small children. So, like, I'm all for it takes a village
to raise the kids.
That's right.
But, ma'am, I'm only part of that. I am not the village.
I'm part of the community.
I'm like a little stick in the
Like,
community.
what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to back up whatever. I'm supposed to just reinforce whatever you instill in your child. I'm not supposed to give that to your child and then have you're reinforced. Like, that's not how that's supposed to work. And that's the part that to me right now is like baffling, because it's like you were stuck with them. You could not leave your home. You know who you are raising. So if I'm coming to you and telling you something about your child, you know who you have. You live with them. There's no way you say tell me that. There's no way they did. They don't do that at all.
I think I'm like brainwashed of certain things, because I feel like, all right, even the parents now, like some of the parents are very young, so they're not actually.
And I think that's
where it comes from. I think they're not fully developed to understand, all right, you gotta teach your kids, this is what it is. Like, I'm not saying like that, but if I had a kid and I do home training before they even go to school, my kid's gonna understand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 10, all the way A to Z, because you know why? Because that's how I was raised. So you have to pass it down. But like I said, this phone kind of like short-lining a lot of things with kids, because a lot of kids are, I'm in health, so I do pharmaceuticals. So my thing is, like, a lot of kids have ADHD, and they may have ADD, and they may have some type of psychological type of disorder, because of the simple fact that they're not programmed, they're programmed to a phone. Right. And they don't understand. Right. They're not understanding the communication. Right. That's right. Or I don't believe in a lot of that. I just feel like if you teach them a little bit more.
You saying that is very, because like me personally, I just got diagnosed with ADD. So like, I know it's very, like, for a long time, even as a kid, paying attention was hard. Even now, like, I'm focusing. So, but seeing some of these kids is like, okay, yes, but then other kids is really more so, like you said, you never had interaction with a person, even your parent, because you can't even have to look me in the eye and have a conversation with me. You can't do that because you're so programmed to look at a tablet. Yeah, you're at home because you see looking at a tablet because mommy wants to go do what she want to do, or daddy want to go what he want to do,
and he just pass you to his head, take that and go.
Exactly. Communication is key.
But one thing I have noticed, and it's really insane, is the amount of kids that are coming into schools now at this young age that need services. It's crazy.
It's a lot of autistic kids.
It's a lot of kids with autism. It's a lot of kids with delays. It's a lot of kids with speech problems because no one's talking to them. Right. Except a tablet.
There's no real relationship.
That's really what it is.
Right. Like even in gym, like seeing like basic like hand-eye coordination skills that like at 7 years old.
You was jumping rope.
We were doing flips.
That was basic. Just
I feel myself twice.
My homegirl was doing backflips. Like, I'm
to see you struggle with the gym was a must.
These kids can't even catch a ball or like have it. Like they don't know how to even really move their bodies, and it's like we're in an era now where it's like I was telling you earlier, I'm afraid. Because we're struggling for teachers.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, that's true.
I can't even find a doctor, a neurologist, like a neurology appointment in 6 months because they don't have that many doctors.
They don't have it.
They don't have them.
Because honestly, they're oversaturated. Like, honestly, and then, like my colleagues from before, like, we were discussing about how doctors write stuff out because of the simple fact that I'm in $1 billion business. Right. I am. And it's like when you're in that type of business, they plant things so they can prescribe. Like even if they see something wrong, knowing that you can get that fixed. Because I never forget when I was younger, I had a speech problem and they thought that I needed medicine. And my grandmother, you know her, like also like, what?
That's right.
She don't need nothing.
Right.
Let me tell you something. I whoop her ass.
Right.
She gonna get it right, and we don't gotta worry about that. So eventually, you got it right. It's like, all right, even though it took a lot of time, it's like I got where I had to get at, and I did go to speech therapy, and I, corrected that. But at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you take the steps, but I'm not taking no medicine.
Right, and that's the key.
That's the
thing.
thing.
No longer doing the steps no more.
But you also have somebody who notice and care.
Right.
It's like,
to me, it's like
somebody brought attention.
To me, it's like I get it. Sometimes as new parents, you don't know what really to look for and what to see. But then if it's a parent with multiple kids, it's like, little Johnny is not developing the way Mandy and Bobby did.
Exactly.
So why do you think it's just, he gonna grow out of it? No, you're not even doing anything to work on him growing out of it.
Figure it out first.
Let's figure it out.
Get a board, get some stuff, because
I'm not gonna say in line. Like, you right, Mom, same thing. I should have got diagnosed with ADD since when I was a kid, but my parents were like, "Oh nah, she just hyperactive. She cool. We just gonna put her in activities." Right. Like there's ways to go around without having to medicate kids these days with doctors,
which was great for you because guess what? You don't have to go through those stages and be like this, like
being stuck.
But also remember,
that's the thing.
Cut in. I just want to say real quick. It was also the parents. Like my mother, she would take time and give me the lessons because nowadays parents are not giving the children the time to first do it. So when you go to school, it's a little bit familiar.
Also,
that's the main issue we have.
It's part of the issue, and like you said, from the medicine and the pharmaceutical and hospitals, it's a business.
It is.
They're not taking the time. Like most of the time, the first intervention for anybody is intervention doctor. Yeah. Like so, as a doctor, the fact that you're not even spending enough time with the child parent to even be able to notice or even be able to get these. Like as a parent, if they don't know, they're not going to say nothing. So therefore, the doctor's not going to know. Therefore, the mom's not going to get fixed.
Exactly.
So now, by the time this kid is 5 and in school, the school's like, you need to take him to a doctor because they've been home because school's not mandatory until kindergarten. Right. So like, all right, cool. Now everything's late, and now these kids are having issues and IEP. Like to me right now, it's too many kids with IEPs. Right. That's like so true. That honestly they don't really need them. It's really just if the parent would just spend time and work with them.
So true.
And I think that like you're right about that when it comes to that. Like if they would have had certain not treatments but certain situations to make them not go through that, I feel like it could have been like when you go to a specialized school, even when you're in like pre-K or something. Mm-hmm. They make sure, and a lot of like Caucasians, they do it because they want to know if their kid something wrong with their kid. Mm-hmm. So
and a lot of times
they take them to neuroscience. No, they take them to neuroscience, psychology, to see if something is early stages, like 2, 3, because they want to know. All right, if my child is autistic, then I could go further to do something else. Because sometimes a lot of them be like. Self within themselves. They just be like closed in and you don't know what's going on and then you figure it out. You gotta know in the beginning and then you have to learn with them. That's true. Tablet is cool for certain things, but I know, like I said, you have to be hands-on activities for a kid. You have to know certain things. You could put on Gracie's Corner. That is beautiful. And I love Gracie's Corner because they talk a lot. So a TV is a little bit more downgrading than a tablet because you can't touch nothing. What you're gonna do is you're gonna see. It's like how when we was watching Reading Rainbow when we was younger, we watched that. So
and then you want to get the book after, like let me go to the library and get that.
But nobody's gonna get that part with the book.
And it's
the book is the key, like the imagination.
Remember what you just said. Without touching something and just watching it, like the TV we had. That made us actually think more now.
More, exactly.
Because without touching, you're just touching the screen. But as you sit and watch something,
you're analyzing.
TV, you literally Pay attention and analyze more.
What it is.
Not even that. Also, like the stuff that they have these kids watching is not like everybody knows Coco Felon should just don't watch it. Like it's giving these kids anxiety, and also it's just annoying as hell. Like you said, Gracie's Corner, Jules TV, all of these. Even what's her name, Miss Rachel. I love.
Oh yeah, Miss Rachel.
I love that lady.
Yes,
she's
so good. Yes.
And but like I've also noticed like because I have a lot of godchildren, and they're also small, and I'm working with kids. I watch a lot of kid TV.
So you have you embrace.
I'll be watching Bluey. Like it's a really good show, even though they ended it right sad. But when you watching a lot of these cartoons and stuff. It's not like how the cartoons we have. Our cartoons I noticed were not even that. It was calmer. Like Tom and Jerry was crazy. You know, Bugs and all of that was like it was a little violent and stuff. But
it was meaning to a lot of that stuff.
But at the same time, it like even with using imagination, I remember like the Looney Tunes where like the guy who like was having a heart attack, but it was like the pump. Like it'll be like literal. It'll be like literal, like a hook, lady with a hook with like legs and the hooker. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll be stuff like that. They gave us more imagination and more stuff. Yeah. And it was calmer and it wasn't as colorful. It wasn't as overwhelming.
Right. And our cartoons that did have talking points or had living lives,
look at South Park.
Had messages.
They all have messages at the end. It's like with South Park. Oh, I don't like it, but we watched. What was that? Beavis and Butthead. Boondocks, South Park.
Messages within all of that.
All of them had messages.
Yeah, they like even the Looney Tunes.
Rugrats. I learned from Rugrats. You know,
I love Rugrats and I love Doug.
I learned a lot of all
Hey Arnold and all that.
All of that. So we had a lot of like good stuff.
Yeah.
And like these kids, some of these cartoons are good, but like when you as a parent, it's like you have to really pick and choose. And a lot of these kids want to watch kids opening toys. They're not watching anything. Like I'm not sitting saying like, oh, don't let your kid watch the tablet. But to me, it's more like they should earn it. That means you got to read a book or something to earn it. I
don't think a lot of kids read books, and I think they're a little bit, not to say like that, but a lot of children they don't have good penmanship. They don't.
No, because
they don't work on that.
They don't work on that no more. So I'm like, you don't have to do script because I was writing script and it's so funny. My niece was like, "What is that?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "It's a script." She's like,
"It's like
script." You have to go? You have to actually go on Amazon. Like you can't like before you at least you go to like. Remember you go to the dollar store, your mom could buy you those like the books. And so they don't sell them anymore.
Or like the
books that you have to trace to do your cursive. You can't even get those anymore. You have to go on like Amazon or like find a company that makes them because you're not learning like. Because why do you need to learn how to like cursive when you have a digital signature?
Yeah, you don't need that.
You don't need it.
Yeah,
everything is like they're making things obsolete, so like you don't need it. Like. At all. Like to me, my biggest pet peeve are people. It's like, why can't you just go get why do you have to get your groceries delivered to your house? Like that's crazy to me. And then you really trust somebody else picking up? I don't trust
little things like if you go do Uber Eats and you want some food and you want to do a little grub. Yes, you do that. You get little accessories like a little Tylenol. Alcohol, whatever, but food, no. I have to go pick my own food out. I am very old. I'm sorry. That's something. No disrespect, but that's something that,
like Tommy all handed on
that the Caucasian side did for a long time. They've been doing that because they honestly, and I have to respect them because yes, y'all don't have time. Y'all don't have time to do things like that because your schedule is so like secure that. You don't have time to go to supermarket. So guess what?
They're living.
I've seen women
who
have nannies who are stay-at-home moms
and still get deliveries
and be complaining that little Susie is just so tiring. It's like, man,
right.
But that's what they because they work and see. This is the thing too. Is like that's come from generation to generation. Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. But ladies, this conversation has been dope.
Yes.
Wonderful. I want you to tell them where they can find you ladies at, what your Instagram handle is again. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, so mine is the Purse Inc. That's my Instagram. Hit me up there.
All right.
You can find me on Instagram at Black Hippie, BLAQHIPPI
Alright.
E69.
For sure. And I'm your host, DJ Cousin George. So you can find me at DJ Cousin George. Stoner Like Clothing, Out on the Groves, SLC for 2017,
Lord.
SLK for 2017. My dog even got a gram.
Damn.
Juno Girl 03. Shout her out. And you can find us on Facts, Rumors, and Lies. And you also can catch me on my other joint called Stoner's Big Talk Lounge, but we're going to talk about that later. But once again, thank you ladies for showing. This has been a dope conversation.
Thanks for having me.
We will
Thanks
do
so much.
many more.
Yes.
Wrap it up. I'll at you.
You are like, you ain't like, bro.